So you get a horse and you want to start showing, and you ask yourself, what do different classes mean? What do you look for? And how to get my horse ready for these classes? Well, hello, my name is Kaitlyn Watkins and I'm from the Willing Workers 4-H Club. I've been doing 4-H for 8 years and I've been doing horse for also 8 years. Geez, it seems like yesterday I was just learning about how to do these classes. Well, today I'm here to help you. First is halter. When doing research, I want to make sure I got the facts and not just the opinions. I got all the facts I'm about ready to say from succeed.com. When looking for a winning halter horse, you will need an overall balanced and equal thirds head, neck, shoulder, barrel, and hindquarters. The neck sit high with a 2-to-1 ratio in length, top versus bottom of the neck. A sloping shoulder, short back, long croup, level top line, or slightly higher at withers. Good legs and a pretty head and throat latch. So you get a horse and you want to start showing, and you ask yourself, what do the different classes mean? How do I get my horse ready for these classes? And what do I look for in these classes? Well, hello, my name is Kaitlyn Watkins and I'm from the Willing Workers 4-H Club. This is my 8th year in 4-H and my 8th year also in horse. Geez, it seems like yesterday I was just learning about these classes. Well, today I'm here to help you. First is halter. When doing research, I want to make sure I got the facts and not just the opinions. I got all the facts I'm about ready to say from succeed.com. When looking for a winning halter horse, you will need an overall balance in equal thirds: head, neck, shoulder, barrel, and hindquarters. The neck sit high with a 2-to-1 ratio in length, top versus bottom of the neck. A sloping shoulder, short back and long croup, level top line or slightly higher at withers, good legs, and pretty head and throat latch. When in this class, you want your horse to be set up with its front and back legs squared up. In this class, you will use the quarter system. The quarter system is the horse basically cut into 4 pieces like a pie. So the muzzle, so the nose, down to the tail, so there's your horse split in half, and the withers, so there's your 4 pieces. When the judge or the ring steward walk around your horse, you want to be in the same side as them, but not in the same spot side as them, or you will get docked points in showmanship, or in this class, the judge can't see your horse as well. Remember, in this class, the judge is judging for the conformation, so how the horse is built, and not on you. The next class is showmanship. I am also using succeed.com for the facts on how to get a great showmanship horse. Teaching your horse to respect a handler from the ground up is key. A confident, well-trained horse will exhibit good ground manners. It'll allow the handler to control its every move. In this class, you want the horse to walk next to you and move at a pace you decide. Make sure your horse can walk in a straight line. Stand at your horse's left side and extend your hand out forward while applying pressure. You want to show off the amazing bond you have between you and your horse. When you say walk, the horse should walk right beside you. And when you kiss, you want the horse to trot also right beside you at a controlled pace that you decide. When in this class, you want to make sure your arms are bent at a 90-ish degree angle, like you're back at school and ready for lunch with your food tray. When you want to stop, say, whoa. Once the horse is stopped, turn facing its left shoulder. And like in halter, you want your horse to be squared up. In this, you will use the quarter system. So when the judge walks around, blah, blah, blah. We just talked about that in showmanship. So when you're ready for pivoting, you want to cue for this. Turn your body towards your horse's jaw. Your horse will move its shoulder away from your body, pivoting to the right. As the horse starts to grasp the concept, ask for a sharper turn. Lift your right hand and shift the weight on the horse's hind end. And last but not least, always look at the judge before and after you do your pattern. When the judge or the assistant walks around your horse for the inspection part of showmanship, you will also use the quarter system. You don't want to be in the same spot as them, but you also want to be on the same side as them. Now in this class, the judge will dock points if you are in the same 1/4 spot as them. So in this class, the judge will judge you and the horse and how you two work as an amazing team. The next class up is trail. When doing research, I want to make sure I got the facts and not just the opinions. I got all the facts I'm about ready to say from horsejournal.com. This should cover a reasonable amount of ground effort, with ideally, it should have a balanced flow motion while exhibiting the correct gaits that are proper cadence, the quality of the movement, and the consistency of the gaits. The next website I'm using is horse.extension.org. The trail class is judged on the performance of the horse over obstacles, with emphasis on manners, response of the rider, and quality of movement. You will get docked points of unnecessary delay of movement while approaching or neglecting the obstacles, artificial appearance over obstacles. You will not get docked points if you neglect the obstacle with style or some degree of speed, providing correctness is not sacrificed. And show degree of attentiveness to the obstacle. Horses must work all three gaits: walk, jog, or lope. Unless you're in a walk trot class, then walk or trot. Or jog, my bad. Walk or jog. There are lots of obstacles you have to do, like open, pass through, and close the gate, ride over at least 4 logs, back an obstacle. The judge could put out a serpentine at a walk or a jog, carrying an object, ride over a wooden bridge, put on or remove a slicker, which is like a jacket or a raincoat, ride over a wooden bridge, go over and pass through a log, so side pass, and use the mailbox. If you don't do the pattern correctly, like perform obstacles out of order, falls to the ground, or failure to complete the course, and the equipment fails, that delays the completion of the pattern, you will get docked. Oh, my next class. Oh, I'm so excited. I love this class. Next is Western Pleasure. With that, thehorseillustrated.com. It says, a good Western Pleasure horse is quiet, well-behaved in the show pen. If your horse looks grumpy or tired, you might lose points. And if your horse should travel on a loose rein with its head level to its withers, not held high up in the air or low near the ground the entire time it's being judged. A Western Pleasure horse are bred to do this class. If you want to become a pro in Western Pleasure, you'll need to sit up straight in the saddle. There should be a straight line between your shoulder, your hip, and your heel. And make sure your heel is always down. And make sure you also don't arch your back, because that does not look very professional. Keep your legs long with a slight bend in your knee. You'll lose points in the show pen if your reins are too tight or too loose. Maintain a light contact. When the announcer calls for a jog, make sure your horse jogs immediately. Taking an extra step or two in a walk or a lope can also mess up with your placings. When backing, the judge will ask you to stop and back your horse up in a straight line. Keep backing until the judge or the announcer says thank you. And always make sure you're close to the rail at all times. And you cannot forget to keep your arm/hand down and be relaxed and have fun. Now I love this. Next is Western horsemanship. With this, thehorseillustrated.com says a Western Pleasure horse is judged on the correctness of the rider's seat, hand, and feet, the fitness of the riding, and the strength of her lines and angles as the competitor rides in a series of maneuvers. You'll want to make sure in your pattern your lines are straight, and when you go for a circle, make sure they're round and not square. So let's say the pattern, you stop at 1, walk to 2, trot a right circle, and when you come back to 2, lope in your right lead, stop at 3, back your horse 3 steps, and pivot 90 degrees to the right. So okay, let's break down the pattern. So when you stop at cone 1, make sure your horse's throat latch and the cone are even. Wait for the judge to be ready for you. Look at the judge and wait for her or him to nod. Then start your pattern. Make sure your hand is always right here, like you're also holding a tray. And your other hand with the reins should be right in front of the saddle horn. So you'll walk to cone 1 or cone 2, my bad. And right as you get to cone 2, trot that nice big round circle. And when you close your circle off to cone 2, pick up that right lead immediately. When you get to cone 3, stop, breathe, take a deep breath, back your horse up 3 steps. Make sure it's 3 steps or you will get docked. Take another deep breath and pivot your horse 90 degrees to the right. And now take another deep breath and wait for your judge or the announcer to let you finish your pattern. The pattern will say walk or jog off, so you will listen to that. So walk your horse out of the pattern. And make sure the whole time you're in the arena, you smile, look happy, and enjoy the pattern. Horsemanship shows off the bond you and your horse have. If you want to get a horse that knows how to do all these drills, you want to make sure you practice at home and get good for when you're ready to show. Now, are you ready to show?